lockdown been?
Lockdown was good. It was good fun.
Okay. Any hobbies that you pursued?
I started sketching again after a very long time, like years. And I was listening to a lot of music. I started reading again after a long time. Then I started writing as well, because not writing like stories or anything, but basically journaling. I wasn't doing that, but I started to do that during the lockdown, and it was very helpful.
Wow. Okay. So congratulations for the success of Ashram. The show
Thank
is
you.
accepted by the audience, and I personally loved it. So,
Thank
what kind
you.
of reaction are you getting?
Lovely reaction, Sanjana. Everybody is really enjoying the concept, the performances, the entire storytelling. I think I really feel great for Prakash sir, because he's put in so much effort in this one, and you know he's an expert in telling stories which are socially very relevant and have a huge impact on the audiences.
Yeah.
So he's just did that with Ashram. He's got a topic which is very very potent and needed to be discussed in our society. And I don't think much of content has been created over this subject before. So it's a very novel idea, and then he strung it into a story which had a powerhouse of performers and actors.
Yeah.
And like I think Bobby Deol was such a you know unusual cast for this. Like nobody could have thought of him and thought of Bobby in a Baba's character, but Sir
Yeah.
did it.
Yes,
And
exactly.
he's I think he's the best casting possible for this role, and he's done such a fabulous job. So yeah, I think there are many reasons to celebrate Ashram, and for us, and it's beautiful that the audience is also giving it so much love and accepting it so beautifully.
Okay, so what was overall environment on the set while you were shooting together?
Very, very happy and joyful. Though it was a very hectic shoot, because so much
Yeah.
needed to be shot, and they were shooting for I think 4 to 5 months. They must have seen different weathers, different seasons. And so the Diwali was there, New Year's, and then later many other birthdays. So, but everybody on the set was always happy, which is very rare in such shoots. People get homesick, there are fights, people stop liking each other. But Ashram was one set wherein whenever I went back, I was looking forward to go back there, and I used to miss being on set. Once I used to come back to Bombay, I used to literally miss being there,
Nice.
and every time I went back till the very end, if I ever asked anyone if they were happy and shoot was going well, they always were smiling from ear to ear while working such strenuous hours.
Yes.
So that was a big, big feat. And I had a great relationship with Prakash, sir. I enjoyed every minute of working with him. He makes me smile and he makes me happy, and I start jumping around on seeing him. So yeah, I was especially extremely happy on the set.
Okay. Okay. So, how did you prepare for the role of Natasha, Dr. Natasha?
How did I prepare for it?
Yeah.
Mostly, I think my script had it all. A lot of material was there in the script, and plus my interaction with Prakash sir was very helpful in me understanding how to bring about Natasha's character, because even though the character is an intense, bold character who's dealing with difficult circumstances in most of the scenes, Prakash sir wanted her to be alive and chirpy and almost fickle. Her body language to be very sprightly, and that was a challenge for me, because while as a character you are always in intense situations. There is something at stake, and
Yes.
anything can go wrong any minute, and you're investigating. That time to really keep the body language sprightly and kind of happy, also like a happy energy, is difficult. So that was very interesting, and he kind of helped me figure that out. um, and yeah, I did see a couple of videos for forensics and all of that, because I was playing a forensic doctor. So I just wanted to have a basic understanding as to what kind of equipment to use and how do they function, how do their hands work. So yeah, but primarily my interactions with Prakash sir really was my base for preparation.
Okay. So when can we expect Ashram 2? Because 1 के बाद अभी ना ढंग से मन नहीं भरा है. कब आने वाला है Ashram?
अच्छी न्यूज ये है कि जो हमारा फर्स्ट सीजन है वो 2 पार्ट्स में बट गया था. तो अभी
Yeah.
देखो आपने पार्ट 1 देखा है, उसका फर्स्ट सीजन का ही पार्ट 2 आना बाकी है. तो ये मेरे ख्याल से आई डोंट नो अबाउट द टाइमलाइंस बिकॉज आई डोंट थिंक आई एम द राइट अथॉरिटी आल्सो टू कमेंट अपॉन इट. बट काफी जल्दी आपको पार्ट 2 देखने को मिलेगा. एंड सेकंड सीजन भी शूट होने की बातें चालू हो गई हैं. तो
Oh wow.
yeah, they are really, the makers and the studios are really trying to get that on on floor quite soon.
Okay. So ऐसा कभी ये जो बाबा वाला पूरा सिनेरियो है, रियल लाइफ में कभी किसी कॉन मैन से कुछ एक्सपीरियंस हुआ है?
कॉन मैन से तो मेरा डायरेक्टली नहीं हुआ है, बट मेरी फैमिली का जरूर हुआ है. जैसे काफी सारे ज्योतिष होते हैं ना, तो
Yeah.
फैमिली तो मतलब बहुत बिलीव करती थी और करती है भी. मैं भी करती हूँ. आई एम आल्सो समवन हु in Jyotish, a lot of people who have the ability to foresee the future, or tarot card readers, or basically some people who have a sensibility to really kind of tell you what's going to happen. So out of inquisitivity, I kind of do succumb to that every now and then. But the good thing is that I feel I don't ever expect that to be completely true. I use it to the best of my advantage, in the sense that whatever they say, I listen to it. And sometimes it is also just to morally kind of feel high. Not morally, sorry. To kind of just uplift your mood and mentally feel a little upbeat. It helps in that. And sometimes there are great counselors who just come and talk to you about what's happening, and they tell you that, yeah, things are not right in the stars, so things are not happening correctly here, but it's not you. So, those here and there sometimes help you, but you don't make that the basis of your life. I never start expecting too much because of a good thing being said to me. I never stop struggling or working hard because someone's told me, oh, it's a bad time. So it's regardless of what is being discussed here, my work here in my actual life keeps going on with as much gusto. That's just something you tell yourself and leave that away. Let that be.
Great.
Get into a lot of those वो जो उपाय होते हैं या जो उसको ठीक करने के नुस्खे होते हैं. I don't get into all of that till the time I don't feel that it's going to only make me feel better and doesn't involve too much money and spending. When that happens, I start feeling that, okay, I don't know, I don't trust this anymore. But there are certain things they tell you to do it just in order to uplift your spirituality or to just kind of cleanse your aura, which is great. So I believe in all the practices. But in order to find the right people to guide you, you need to know whether it's coming from a money-making space or it's coming from a genuine space. And you yourself need to have the idea of right and wrong pretty much set. So इसी तरह के एक ज्योतिष थे, मतलब एक थे हम जिनको मानते थे उस वक्त, जो जिनको आगे का देखना आता था. उन्होंने मेरी सिस्टर को एक तांत्रिक से मिलवा दिया था.
Okay.
Yeah. And my family went into that also, and we didn't realize that he was a tantric, but we just, again, wo upay ke chakkar mein, we went somewhere and he my mother to do some puja and all of that, and then the second time my mother refused, that she wouldn't do it. Felt that no, this is not worth it, and he said कि अगर नहीं करा तो तुम्हारा उल्टा हो जाएगा.
Oh my God.
मतलब now I'll make sure that you will suffer more. So that is scary.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But that mother said, I mean, thankfully she had the sensibility and we had the sensibility to say that not happening. If you, first of all, you're a human being, and if you're vicious enough to, wish upon ill to someone else, then you don't have the real actual powers.
Yeah.
No one with the right senses or who are spiritual leaders per se can ever wish ill onto someone. So yeah, I mean, we didn't fall prey to that threat, but there are lots of people out there.
Okay, So what was the funniest moment on the sets of Ashram जो अभी तक याद हो, इतना funny हो?
बहुत सारे थे. uh, I think funniest happened right now. We were doing a patchwork, and COVID, after COVID. So I was acting more carefree, and Darshan is extremely careful, and Prakash sir is extremely careful. Everyone on set is, but he, because he has to manage everyone, and he's the captain of the ship, he has to be extra careful about everything that's happening, right? So he keeps scolding me about wearing masks and not touching surfaces and taking care of my health and keeping my immunity right, all of that. So there was a scene which ideally on other days would have had a little bit of intimacy in terms of holding hands and probably hugging.
Yeah.
But Darshan was really scared, and I was just having fun teasing him. So I kept teasing him that if you don't be nice to me off camera, I will definitely on camera hold your hand or come near you. So I told him to be extremely very nice to me otherwise.
Okay. So आपने corporate sector में काम किया हुआ है, उसके बाद इतना डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है एक सेटल्ड करियर छोड़कर अपने पैशन को फॉलो करना, बिकॉज हर कोई ये शिफ्ट नहीं कर पाता है. आपका ये जो शिफ्ट है कितना स्मूथ या फिर कितना डिफिकल्ट रहा?
डिफिकल्ट तो रहता ही है, प्राइमरीली इसलिए था बिकॉज आई वाज यूज्ड टू अ स्ट्रक्चर्ड एनवायरनमेंट. आई वाज यूज्ड टू वर्क एवरी डे knowing that मेरे को सवेरे 10 बजे या 9 बजे ऑफिस पहुंचना है. Until 10 o'clock at night, I'm thoroughly busy, and that too, I'm busy doing something productive every day. Not just that I'm waiting or meeting people or just doing meetings, and it's actual work happening. And also you get paid every month, and you kind of have a graph, chalked out for you. So all those things, and also you're working with people. There is a setup that is provided to you, so there is a sense of security, a sense of belonging. I used to miss that. When you're working on your own in a freelancing sort of a space, you miss that sense of belonging to a certain entity. You are belonging to the film industry at large, and then in that sense, everyone is a part of it, and you have an extended family. But also, in some sense, you are pretty much working on your own. So that way, the entire shift was very difficult for me. It took me a couple of years to really, settle down. And now I think in my blood system. But apart from that, the monies and all, I was always very sorted in my head. Not sorted is the wrong word, but I was very sure and certain that the moment I stop earning on a month-to-month basis, for a couple of months, let's suppose, I will have to make a shift back. Because I always knew that I have to earn a certain amount of money on an average, because I had responsibilities. So God that way has been very kind, that somehow or the other I'm able to survive with dignity, and he's kept this journey afloat. And every time I felt that, oh God, this is something or the other used to work out, and work used to come and happen. So thankfully, touchwood, I've been working regularly, which is
great. Okay, I was going through your line of work, and I have seen that you have done some incredible movies and web series, and all of them are hit. And you have done with very great directors and amazing actors. So how's your journey?
Lovely. It's been very, very nice. As you said, I've been very blessed with getting the opportunity to work with some fabulous directors. Like directors that I would have only thought of and dreamt of. Like Vikramaditya Motwani, Nishikant Kamas, very happy about that. Sanjay Leela Bansali, Sid, then Ali, and so many. I mean, Timanshu Dhule I got to work with on Justice, just a little bit, but at least I shot with him. Prakash Jha and Ashram. So that's been a great journey. I worked with Nagesh Kuknur also on one film that hasn't ever released yet. So I mean, there is still a long list of directors that I really, really want to work with and learn more from. I mean, thankfully, touchwood, most of the projects that I have been part of have been received very well by the audiences. So that's been a great feeling. So, I mean, the journey has been quite enriching, and I feel extremely blessed with the kind of love that I've been getting from the audiences and the way they have accepted me and they appreciate my work. there is so much more to achieve right now. So I think the journey is just about started, hopefully.
Yeah. 7-8 years के करियर में आपने इतनी वर्सेटैलिटी ऑलरेडी दिखा दी है, बट स्टिल एक्टर्स का कोई ऐसा होता है ना कि एक ड्रीम रोल है कि वो ड्रीम रोल तो करना ही है, वो कौन सा है?
अगेन बहुत सारे ऐसे ड्रीम रोल्स हैं, एक नहीं. Like Vidya Balan is someone I extremely look up to, and I think she's pioneered, the whole space of women-centric roles in our country. When like there was a time where heroines weren't really getting that kind of screen space or those kind of challenges when it came to interesting characters. Vidya kind of changed that, and she brought a new wave of cinema. And then of course Kangana and Deepika and many others have followed suit and done some fabulous work to look up to. So, like I've always dreamt of doing a kahani or a Parinita, and in this sense, like Umrao Jan and Mughal Azam and Smita Patil and Shabana ma'am have been my idols. So like a Meena Sala or I was watching Bhumika very recently. Earth, those kind of films that I've grown up watching, and I think that's when, if at all, the whole kira of acting happened from there. Rather, I got fascinated by that whole world of cinema from those are the movies I think of as cult movies. So yeah, there are many such roles which are more grounded, real, which basically have a character graph and are very layered characters. Something like that, where I could explore something new within myself.
Okay, so now a quick rapid fire session. You have to give one word answer, okay? So your favorite food?
Continental.
Okay. Your favorite pastime?
Watching stuff on OTT.
Okay. Favorite actor?
Naseer sir.
Indian wear or Western wear?
Sari.
Okay. Dream destination?
Paris.
Okay. What do you most about your hometown?
What?
About your hometown?
Relatives.
Okay. Delhi or Mumbai?
Mumbai.
3 words that describe Anupriya.
That's tough. Non-judgmental.
Okay.
Empathetic.
Okay.
And, work in progress.
Okay, nice one. Third one is really nice. Any message to fans?
Just thank you so much for all the love and appreciation, and it's been very gratifying to get all the responses and love for Ashram, the kind of messages that I've been getting. And this I say on behalf of the entire cast and Prakash sir, that we are extremely humbled, and please keep giving us this love and support. Please take care of yourself, be happy, and be compassionate to one another.
Okay, thank you so much, Anupriya, for this interview. This was awesome, and thank you for being on Mayapuri Cut, and all the best for your future projects.
Thank you so much, Anjana. Really appreciate it. Thank you.